So, this idea came to me while I was on a run, because I have crazy thoughts like running. And while I'm running, I have even crazier thoughts. I hope everyone can hear me okay, because I'm going to move around a little bit. Won't be able to stand by the mic. And I just thought, we all wear shoes for all different functions. We have, if you're like me, you have a literal bag of shoes. And you have shoes for running. You know, they keep you fast, for endurance, speed, right? You might have shoes for lifting. They provide a firm foundation, so you're strong. You have shoes for comfort. Your slides, I wear these to church usually. You even have the dreaded church shoes. You keep these clean, polished, pristine for the world to see, right? If you're like Richard, you don't have any shoes on Sunday. We love him anyway. But here's the thing. Not one of these shoes are the shoes that we're meant to wear for the real battle when we're out there and as we face the battles as being a disciple for Jesus. So I love the armor of God shirt right in front of me. It's pretty awesome. God's working because I'm pulling this from Ephesians 6:15. As shoes for your feet, put on the readiness given by the gospel of peace. Paul right here, he's not talking about sandals, sneakers, or your Sunday best. He's talking about shoes that are built for movement and for the mission. Shoes that grip the ground when we're in spiritual battles and spiritual warfare, and then shoes that carry peace into these battles. And I looked up what kind of shoes that Roman soldiers wear, and it had all these descriptions of how it allowed them to stand firm. So, we're standing firm in our faith. It not only allowed them to stand firm in battle, but also advance forward, right? I don't have, is that me?
It's me. The Holy Spirit. Microphone for you.
Okay. Cool. So, again, running shoes. These are great for training. But this walk with Jesus is not about outrunning people. It's about running to the hurting, running to the broken. The shoes for lifting, strong foundation. But the strongest foundation we can have is being in the presence of God and spending alone time with Him. The slides for comfort. But as we all know here, following Jesus isn't always going to be comfortable. It's a narrow road. It's a narrow road. And it's a lot tougher than I thought it was going to be when I first decided to follow Him. But these shoes, these ones are the dangerous ones, right? The clean church shoes. Mine are not so clean, but we shine these up and we pretend like we've got everything together and we show up on Sundays. But Jesus, He didn't wear church shoes. So you can leave those at home. You're not going to need them. There's three things when we're putting on these shoes with the readiness with the gospel of peace. We want to be making sure we're following in the footsteps of Jesus, right? Are our feet leading us where His feet led Him? And that's, like I said, solitude with the Father. Before Christ did anything, He spent a lot of alone time with the Father. I think it says in Luke, He often was alone with the Father praying, and our shoes need to carry us in that stillness and in that prayer, one-on-one. Find time to spend time with God. It really prepares you for the battles that you're going to face. Number 2, pursuit of the broken. Jesus, He went to the lepers, to the tax collectors, to the prostitutes, the outcast. Many of us probably have felt like an outcast at some point. He came for us. The shoes of the gospel, they're not meant to keep you clean. They're going to get dusty on the road to the broken. Number 3, the road to the cross. Christ, he walked in obedience. He walked down the path, through the crowds, to the grave, to the cross, to the grave, to rise again. So these shoes, even when it hurts, it's not always going to be about comfort, but they are about the calling, right? And so I just want to ask, what shoes do we put on every day? What shoes are you putting on every day? Are you worrying about your Sunday shoes? Or are you putting on these shoes with the gospel of peace, carrying that into your days? Your shoes don't have to be polished and passive. You don't want them comfortable and quiet. I encourage everyone to be ready to put on that armor of God and put on the shoes of the gospel of peace, to walk like Jesus walked. And it's very difficult. Peter did it for a few seconds, but he was able to do amazing things, right? Stepping out of that boat, eyes fixed on Christ. So we're able to rise, not just for ourselves, but there's a world out there that's desperate for the love of God. And I feel that everywhere I go, I see people are desperate for the love of God. And so I say we put on these shoes that we're meant to wear, not just to sit in the pews, but to carry peace to a world that's at war. With that, I probably will just end us in prayer, if that's all right. So, God, I ask that you give us courage to walk where Jesus walked, into your presence, toward the broken, in the power of your gospel. Let our faith be more than belief. Let it be a movement. Amen.
Thanks, Stacy. Hey, could I get the other presenters to come up for a second? Everybody that presented tonight, could you come up to the